we are beginning tonight with a visit from former President Carter in Monterey. He is here for the TED Women's Conference. It is a two-day event bringing together some big names like Jane Fonda, Lily Tomlin, and President Carter. Our own Erin Clark just heard the former president speak, and she's live right now in Monterey. Erin?
Hey, Dan. President Carter truly is remarkable. 90 years old, and he just jets in for a couple of hours just for the speech today. Something I learned about the former president, he flies commercial. No private jets for this man. The motorcade was mandated by the Secret Service, but even that was low-key. We had 2 Monterey police officers and 3 Secret Service SUVs. They whisked the president in. I actually got a chance to meet him face-to-face. That was very cool. And then he went on stage, gave his speech, no notes, incredibly well received. Unfortunately, cameras not allowed in the room for that. However, we did get a chance to catch up with the Carter Center CEO, Ambassador Marianne Peters.
The motto of the Carter Center is waging peace, fighting disease, building hope.
For 30 years, President Carter and First Lady Rosalind Carter have lived that mission. The Carter Center team tackling tough problems in some of the world's most remote places.
And of course, these kids can't go to school. The pain is too great and they need medical care.
The guinea worm in Africa and Asia is one of their amazing success stories. 30 years ago, 3.5 million suffered with it. Today, less than 150.
You know, so many organizations want to see results quickly, and the Carter Center recognized 30 years ago that it was going to take a long time to eradicate guinea worm. But I do think that even over 30 years, from 3.5 million cases to 126 is a pretty great result.
And it's not just health care. The Carter Center sends teams to observe elections, promoting the democratic process and human rights around the world. The president knows that as a former president, he can shine a bright light on some dark places.
And I think it's helpful for the governments that are not always democratically elected to know that someone with some stature is watching, and President Carter himself, but of course also the Carter Center is watching to make sure that these people who are working so hard for human rights and women's rights are not molested or arrested or worse in some cases.
President Carter turns 91 years old on his next birthday, but he is not close to slowing down. His next focus, issues affecting women and girls around the globe. And that's what brought him to Monterey today.
We'd like to do at the Carter Center is look at women as actors and agents for change. So not just the old story of women as victims, but a newer thread to this story, a story of women as the agents for change, as the actors to make things better.
Making things better is kind of the overall theme of the conference today, and certainly the big draw was President Carter. He got a standing O as he was introduced and a standing O when the speech was over. Dan?
So you did get to meet him then?
I did actually get to meet him. I felt a little bit like a rock star. You know, there's this long line of people waiting to get in, and there's the guy with the little microphone going, Miss, come in. They took us in a back room, and we got about 5 to 10 minutes with the former president, which was very cool. We talked about Russia. We talked about a lot of different things. Then I walked in to hear him give his speech, a front row seat, no less. And right behind me, Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin, who will take center stage at the TED conference tomorrow.
And we'll get a little, we'll hear a little bit of what you talked about coming up at 11?
Absolutely. We'll see you then.
All right, very good. Erin, thank you. By the way, the TED Women's Conference runs through tomorrow. It's at the Monterey Conference Center.